In theory, the Surface Notebook 7 is a significant improvement over its predecessor and a complete redesign of the Surface lineup. The Surface Laptop 7 looks to be the best option for those wishing to join the Surface craze, with a ton of performance improvements and Microsoft's take on Windows on ARM laptops. With all that said, is the Surface Laptop 7 worth the upgrade? Considering that the Surface Laptop 6 is still a reliable laptop, why not discover in our video today? Finally, after all these years with a bunch of laptops that became either more or less successful in the market, Microsoft has witnessed a complete design refresh after 3 whole years. But the twist is the Laptop 7 still holds the essence of what essentially makes the Surface a Surface laptop. However, it still has a slightly small footprint. You get to choose between 2 different variants in terms of sizes, but contrary to popular beliefs and visual estimation that occurs from the laptops looking a bit bulkier than their predecessor, the Surface Laptop 7s are actually lighter. The Laptop 7 comes with a rounded edge that promotes a more comfortable hold in the long run. Besides, Microsoft gave the laptop a dash of color with sapphire and dune that makes it stand out in the market. This was much needed, especially considering a ton of users grouched for the limitations attached to the platinum and black variants for the Laptop 6. There's a noticeable difference in port selection as well. Considering the difference in processors, the ARM-based Snapdragon X chips in the Laptop 7 unfortunately don't come with Thunderbolt 5 support and revert to USB 4 instead. On the other hand, the Intel-powered Surface Laptop 6 does come with Thunderbolt 4, and Microsoft has listed their USB 4 port to have DP 2.1 support for external displays. Additionally, a microSD reader has come to the Surface Laptop 7. While on their predecessor, there's a separate spot for an optional smart card reader. Both of the laptops come with a 1080p webcam with an R sensor. This is good, considering Microsoft is taking steps to make facial recognition more mainstream through Windows Hello, and this only gets amped on both devices, thanks to Windows Studio Effects. Unfortunately, we don't get any changes in the speaker department, as the Laptop 7 comes with the same old, yet oddly effective dual omnisonic speakers with Dolby Atmos, which we got to admit is a pretty solid pick. Hey, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Yeah, but where it did have a massive glow-up was with Cell's haptic technology, which gave a major upgrade to the touchpad. Don't get the wrong idea though, the typing experience remains relatively the same. The difference is the larger pointing space as customization options to further make your laptop have a sense of individuality. For wireless, though, the Surface Laptop 7 has made the jump to Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.4, which is a significant upgrade in our opinion. Given that the Laptop 6 comes with Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.3. Everything considered, not much has changed in the overall jump from Laptop 6 to Laptop 7. But with the small amount of change that did happen, Microsoft made sure the users feel it, and we're all about it. From eyeballing both laptops, the most obvious change or upgrade to make it sound more official in the larger 13.8-inch display on the Laptop 7. Microsoft also considered fine-tuning the details, such as making the bezel smaller to accommodate the larger screen, which allowed it to also shrink the PC's footprint ever so slightly. Bear in mind that the 15-inch display hasn't seen any of these updates, which is something to take into account. Not only in size, the screens of the Surface Laptop 7 now come with a 120Hz dynamic refresh rate as well, which makes them all the easier on the eyes. And yes, they still come with Dolby Vision and HDR support. The 13.8-inch displays come with a higher 2304 by 1536 resolution to hit the 2011 pixels per inch mark. That's favored by Surface Laptop users all over the world. The 15-inch variant, on the other hand, retains the same 2496 by 1664 resolution, not unlike the Laptop 6. So, that's an upgrade in our book. While Microsoft doesn't officially have a statement on how bright the screens get or the kind of finish that's being used, The laptop 6 for business comes specified with 400 nits SDR brightness and an anti-reflective finish to reduce glare. It won't be wrong for any of us to assume an upgrade in this tier as well. Now, here's the fun bit. As you already know, the laptop 7 is currently being listed as having the Snapdragon X Elite chip, and both variants come with a hexagon NPU with 45 TOPS of power for local AI acceleration. However, if that feels a bit too much for you, you can also opt for the relatively lightweight Snapdragon X Plus SoC with 10 Orion CPU cores, a 3.4 GHz multi-thread frequency, an Adreno GPU at 3.8 teraflops, and the same hexagon NPU at 45 TOPS. Now, how much of an upgrade was this compared to the Surface Laptop 6? The Surface Laptop 6 for business gives you a choice between two variants and comes with either an Intel Core Ultra 5135H or a beefier Core Ultra 7165H CPU. The chips still fall short with a ceiling capped at around 10 TOPS. This is far below the new benchmark set by Microsoft for a Copilot Plus PC, despite being equipped with an NPU. Let's take a look at some of Qualcomm's claims of performance and battery life compared to Intel's Core Ultra chips, which are used for Surface Laptop 6 for business. As evident from the chart, Qualcomm has made a bold claim regarding their Snapdragon X Plus. They state it's 54% more efficient compared to the Core Ultra 7155H, while delivering up to 37% faster performance than its Orion CPU. Additionally, the X Elite, being the higher tier chip, is also displayed on the chart, demonstrating understandably better performance. One of the main reasons why you'd want to go for a Snapdragon X chip is efficiency. That's why Microsoft states that you'll be able to get up to 22 hours of local video playback on a 15-inch laptop with X Elite chips and 16 GB of RAM, which falls to 15 hours of web browsing. It's good to keep in mind that in comparison, Microsoft has previously offered about 19 hours of battery life from the Surface Laptop 6 when going about regular tasks. Considering the Surface Laptop 7 comes with a larger battery capacity than the Laptop 6, this could be a much-needed upgrade. Also consider how the Laptop 7s are Windows on ARM computers, which unfortunately means it'll require an emulation layer to run apps that are built for the 8664 architecture that are being used by Intel and AMD right now. While it's true that the list of apps that run natively on Qualcomm Snapdragon X chips is growing, there are more than a handful of apps that require that extra layer. But honestly, we think it's best not to let the idea of emulation hold you back from ARM, as eventually all of the apps are going to work for Windows on ARM. And with the new Prism emulation layer coming with Windows 11 24H2, you'll get to see 20% better performance in comparison. All things considered, how much of an upgrade is the Surface Laptop 7 from Laptop 6? And most importantly, which one of these should you get for yourself? We find the Surface Laptop 6 to still hold on to the benchmark of being a solid Windows laptop for professionals and enterprise customers, while the Laptop 7 aims to make things a bit easier and a worthy upgrade recommendation for most people. Why? Not only did the Surface Laptop 7 receive a fresh coat of paint in terms of both aesthetics and performance through a haptic touchpad and slimmer bezels, but the Laptop 7 is not classified as a Copilot Plus PC, which means if you're even remotely into the AI features or simply want to feel firsthand what Qualcomm has been cooking up in terms of efficiency and performance, the Laptop 7 is at this point a no-brainer.